I'm taking you with me to take a look at the garden in February. Hello, I'm Wendy from the blog, themountainfarmhouse.com. Welcome. Okay, so these are our older, more well-established blueberry plants, and I believe they're all high bush. There's 4 of them, and this year our plans will be to prune 2 of them down to the ground, and then next year we'll prune the other 2 down to the ground. They're so old and they're getting so scraggly and tall. We think it will be more manageable if we kind of start from scratch again, and we've been advised to do so by blueberry growing experts. So we're going to give that a try. We've done it in the past and we have found that it helps with the yield ultimately. So we're sacrificing 2 bushes each year for 2 years in a row, but ultimately I think that it will pay off in the long run. And then what we'd also like to do is put a kind of a fencing type barrier around them that will hopefully help us to control the wildlife consumption. Okay, on this barn ramp, I don't know if you can see, but there are blackberries lining the edge. I'm hoping to relocate most of those because they're starting to take up a lot of space. Okay, we're back behind the big barn. So you see the silo from one side. This snow is really deep, so I don't know how easily I'm gonna be able to get through to show you everything. But back here, this is elderberries, and they just multiply and grow wild, and the birds absolutely love them. I have never taken elderberries from any of these plants in the past, and I really don't plan on doing so. A neighbor was talking about maybe digging a couple of them up, and she can have them because they will be fruitful and multiply more. Okay, still behind the barn, we have passed the silo. Here, this is a red currant that you can just see a few branches sticking up out of the snow, but this gives us delightful red currants every year. And this was already here. We just, inherited it, and we're so thankful. This is kind of funny here. This is the foundation, we believe, of what was once a different silo right on the other side of the big red barn. And we planted a garden in it this past year, almost entirely of perennials, and we're eager to see what it looks like this year. I hope it's going to be beautiful. And then behind it, back there, you see the stones? That is sort of an L shape. And we took some of the blackberries from the barn ramp that I just showed you, and we planted them along this stone fence. Now, if you look to the right of that stone fence, do you see that sort of chopped down tree trunk there? In front of it, there used to be a small barn. They called it the Sawdust Barn, and we had to have it torn down. It was falling down, and the tree had grown up into it. And I was hoping to make a garden out of it. I haven't yet, but I haven't given up hope. Wild plants have taken up residence there, but we'll see what we can do. Maybe we'll make it work with the wild plants as well. Continuing on, these are little plum trees. They have these tiny little plums. I think they're called cherry plums. I looked them up. Okay, continuing from the little plum trees, this is Snowball Viburnum all along here. And then when we get to this area where we're nearing the entrance of the pole barn, we have more elderberries. And from these we do pick some of the fruit. And I've used it in tinctures and syrups. So now we are behind the pole barn. You can see the snow hanging off the roof edge like this. It's kind of crazy the way it does that. Oh, I'm falling. This field here is kind of our wildlife grazing area. The deer like to come and they enjoy all of the plant life. Now down yonder is our pond. It's hard to see. I can't walk down there because the snow just comes up over my knees. So the snow ended up being too deep for me to get down by the pond, but we do have a pond, and I'll show it to you when the snow has melted somewhat. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and share.